Alright guys, this is the promised progression guide for Hextoad Impending Doom. I hope everything is explained, and if it isn't, ask me in the comments or on Discord. I will add the answer to the written guide as well. And to keep the video short, let's jump straight to POB. Alright, so this POB includes loadouts and notes that basically guide you all the way through the campaign and endgame progression so you can end up like my character in the last update video. There's gear loadouts as well, which show you the ideal gear that you should have at that point of the progression. When it comes to the note section, there's hopefully everything you need explained and some extra info on top of that. So please read it before you do anything else. I tried to keep it short. The only thing excluded is how to craft the important gear pieces. That's explained later in the video. I prefer leveling with the skill I'm going to use later in the game for a smoother transition, but if you don't want to use Blight or Impending Doom during campaign, you should skip to the Vixen swap loadout and level up however you want. Some things I think I have to explain though. During the Act 2, you don't have to pick the life cluster and damage over time cluster here, because you will get rid of them as soon as you swap to Impending Doom. But they really feel great before you swap and makes your campaign feel way better. In Act 7, I like to get element immunity through Fire Song Jewel. You just need to craft reduced ignite duration on a ring, or 2 rings if you can hit the 50% roll. Or you can just get Purity of Elements if you prefer that. Or you can get Fire Song because you are SSF. This large cluster could get very expensive, but you don't need this specific one immediately. You can use a random 8 passive cluster until later, because the clusters that actually matter are the medium and small ones. One medium cluster for AoE, one for crit and double damage, and small cluster for endurance charges. To craft the ES on block shield, all you need to do is spam Loathing Essence until you hit a decent energy shield roll. After that, you use a Shaper Exalt. If you don't hit the ES on block, you just use Essences again, and it's roughly in 1 in 50 chance, so you shouldn't spend more than 60C on this craft. The Warlord plus 1 helmet is kind of annoying to craft, but the best way to do it is to get 2 Warlord helmets, spam Alteration Orbs on one of them until you hit maximum power charges, and either reforge defense or use dense fossils to hit T1 ES prefixes on the other one. You then recombine these two, and hopefully you hit +1 with good ES rolls. If you don't, well, you have to try again. My helmet, for example, hit only +1 and T1 percentage ES, and I finished it with multimod. The +2 body armor is by far the most expensive craft, but it's very worth it. Again, you need 2 Crusader body armors because we will reforge them later. On one of them you use Faceted Fossil until you hit +1 intelligence gems with no other suffixes and preferably at least 1 open prefix. And the other needs to have percentage intelligence from Crusader, and if you get lucky, any other Crusader mod with no other suffixes and preferably 1 open prefix. You then recombine them and you need to hit the +1 int gems from Delph with the percentage intelligence from Crusader. Nothing else matters besides open prefix. You then do suffixes cannot be changed into Reforge Crit, which guarantees another Crusader mod. After that, you 50-50 the Orb of Dominance to elevate the percentage intelligence mod to +1 intelligence gems. If you miss, you can recomp the base again for +1 and percentage intelligence from Crusader. If you end up with +2 gems in suffixes, you won. You craft suffixes cannot be changed, Slum Foulborn Exalt to hit a decent suffix hopefully, and after that it depends on your prefixes. You need some decent ES rolls. If you don't have them, you will have to scour, while still having the suffixes cannot be changed, to get rid of the undesirable prefixes, and you Slum Foulborn Exalts until you hit decent prefixes. This might seem insane, but it's a roughly 1 in 10 chance to hit good ES rolls with this method. You finish the body armor by crafting the last prefix. This brings us to the end of this short video. Everything else you could need is in the POB notes, I might also make a written guide, but I don't know which website would be best suited for that. And just so you know what I'm working on right now, if you weren't watching my stream, I'm experimenting with Body Swap of Sacrifice build, because I think it's a very underrated and powerful spell. I have made 2 versions of the build so far, and it feels clunky and incomplete, but the damage for sure is there. You basically have a Hidden explosion on a right click. I will make a video on that build and my experiments in the upcoming days. I will also start preparing for the gauntlet, for which I still haven't decided on what build to play, but I still have some time to figure that out. That's it guys, thank you for watching the video, please subscribe and comment if you have any questions. You should also join my Discord, which is linked in the description. Hopefully we see each other on the stream or in the next video. Bye!